Hey, y'all. Thriving Thursday. Man, y'all got me on a crazy schedule. Crazy schedule. We had amazing success sessions all day today. Then I had conference calls right after that. Then I had to try to run to the market to get some food before all the scavengers got to it. And then had to hurry up and come back here, spend my time with y'all. But that's a blessing, and I'm happy for it. Hey, Ma. Happy Thursday. Hey, Kim. Happy Thursday. Now, we are on here, and I ain't going past my time this time, y'all. I'm not going past my time this time. We want to end right on time. Hey, James. I still got to get with you, James, about your meeting um, tomorrow. I'm going to definitely holler at you on that. We got to make sure we're straight with that. Man can't be on it for real, can't like my big sister. I know, man. I know. Y'all done made family already, but that's how it is, man. When you working and you moving and you connecting with other people who are also working and moving, like that's how it is. Just like instant connection. Like it's a beautiful thing. And that's what we mean when we say surround yourself by other success-minded people because they ain't gonna let you fall. Like I said, I feel like all I do is watch and never comment. Hey Maya, you gotta get in on the comments, man. I need to know what you thinking. Ari. Yeah, Ari is not big bluffing no more, y'all. She is showing up. You was on success sessions. Now you on Thursday. That's what I'm talking about. Big moves, big moves. Leadership right there. Leadership. I host tomorrow's Our Voice session. All right, that's what's up. I got to make sure that my schedule allows me to be on that because those sessions be powerful, and I'm definitely trying to be on that. So I'm proud of you. Good job, good job. But so today's topic. What did I put as a topic? Oh, journaling. And the reason why I put that was because number one, ain't nobody really send me no good topics to talk about. And number two, just that I found that as far as me personally, like a lot of people always ask me, like, how was I able to build two successful businesses like so fast? Like, even though it's been 5 years now, 2015, it's been 5 years. Yeah, so in business, that's still a relatively short time to be in business. Like technically, you are still considered really like a startup in that phase. But so many people are always surprised on how I was able to build two successful businesses in a short amount of time and was able to retire myself in a short amount of time. Like when I tell y'all, I just kind of did it, like I did it. So, and I always tell people, like, look, don't be impressed. Like, don't be impressed at all. The only difference between me and the next person was that I really worked hard. Like, and that's it, nothing more. I'm definitely not smarter than anybody else. I don't have any more talent than anybody else, but I'm going to outwork every single person. There's very few people living and breathing that's going to outwork me. So the reason why I chose this particular topic, journaling in an effective way to be able to reach your goals, is because that is definitely one of the biggest things that helped me to be able to reach my goals and to be able to build my businesses. And what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen in a little bit. I'm going to show you guys the actual tool that I used in terms of journaling. Now, a lot of people say that, journaling is just for capturing your thoughts, emptying out your mind for the day, that type of approach. Certainly, it can be for that. And I think that that's a good way too, because like I always tell you guys, like Your mind is for having ideas and not holding ideas, and you are supposed to have a healthy way to be able to get things out, and journaling is definitely a good way to do that. But I want to talk to the people who want to use journaling as a tool to move yourself forward in life, whether that be reaching your goals, and starting a business, doing better in your schoolwork, becoming a better, stronger leader, whatever the thing may be that you want to do. I want to just share with you guys the tool that I used, and hopefully you'll be able to use it and implement it in some type of form, so that you can be successful. All right, I gotta take my glasses off. I keep forgetting to take my glasses off because when I look at pictures and stuff, it be looking like I got a filter on my face. So can't even wear my glasses, man. All right. Let's see what y'all talking about in the comments. That's what I need, a success partner. That's really about their stuff and not playing. Absolutely. And Maya, you'll find a success partner on the success sessions, because most of the people who are joining the success session, even though we may all be different in the type of lives that we live and the type of way that we see ourselves being successful, all of us have one thing in common, and that is we all want to be successful, and we want to see each other be successful. So if you keep joining those sessions, especially during the morning time, I know you are consistently on Miss Caitlin's success session, but in addition to Miss Caitlin's success session, you should start joining some of the earlier ones too. And definitely you'll find a lot of success-minded people and somebody that's going to be willing to help hold you accountable. Yeah, it can, man. It be looking like a filter, man. I hate it because I don't even use filters. It'd be looking crazy. All right. So, so journal. All right. So let's get into this journal situation. All right. And again, I'm gonna share my screen in just a second, but as I go along, just let me know what questions you guys have, and I'll be sure to answer your questions. All right. So first thing, right? So when we think about journaling, like I said, a lot of people think about that as just kind of, writing down your thoughts for the day and all that. I would like to challenge you guys to think of journaling as a way really to reach your goals, and as a tool that you can use to help keep yourself accountable, and to help you do the things that you need to do that are going to take you closer and closer and closer to your goals. Okay, Miss Joni, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is that all successful people know that in order for us to be successful, success is such this broad thing, right? Really, when you look at success, success is really just the milestones of achieving your goals. And if you don't have a way to record those milestones, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably not as effective as you could be at actually hitting those milestones and getting things done that you need to get done. So there are a few things that I'm going to propose that you do every single day, and I'm going to share my screen in a second, every single day, in order to be an effective journaler for the sake and purpose of actually reaching your goals. All right. And then the second piece of that, which we'll probably spend a little bit of time on too, in terms of journaling, is that all successful people know too that you got to be able to pull things out of your day that are your lessons. So many people just go day by day by day by day, just living their life just regular, not even thinking about it. But you got to take a second to think about some things, especially when you are goal oriented, because there are little lessons and nuggets in every single part of your day. And unless you really take an opportunity to reflect on that day and then look back, you're going to be missing those lessons. And us successful people know we can't afford to miss lessons. We can't afford to miss those daily nuggets, those daily jewels that come at us in unexpected ways. And sometimes those lessons are packaged in hardships. Sometimes those lessons are packaged in difficult situations. So people lose it. You lose the lesson because you're allowing yourself to be distracted by the package, because the package was messy or it wasn't what you wanted to be. You didn't even think twice about it. You just let it go, and then boom, you done flush the lesson down the toilet. Successful people, we don't do that. We take our lessons, we learn from them, and we implement whatever part applies to us. Cam said, if you don't lose them, you'll lose them if you don't write them down. Absolutely, you will. And as good as you think that you may be in terms of holding all that information and keeping all your ideas and your thoughts captive in your mind, even if you think that you're good at that, you'll fail every single time when it comes to having to rely on those things if the only hold in place is your mind. So you need to be able to have a good habit to keep yourself accountable to that. Like I said, I try to be there, you know, but my mornings be so filled with teachers. I need them to get their times together, but I'm gonna just have to skip some. Hey, look, I hear you, baby girl. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. All right. This over first. All right, can y'all see this? Well, try to blow it up some more. All right, and blow this up some more. Okay. All right, let me put my comments on this other laptop just in case y'all have any comments, because now this done took up my whole daggone screen, so I can't even see your comments on the screen. Let's see. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So this is the Lifepreneur Daily Goal Journal. And if any of my like corporate clients watch this video, they're gonna be super, super heated because I charge a lot of money, y'all, to deliver this training that I'm about to give y'all. And it's not even really an official training. Like when I'm talking to y'all, I don't even consider it like training for real. But this, what we about to go through, this is a legitimate training that yeah, I could get a couple stacks. I do get a couple of stacks for delivering this training. So hopefully you guys will find something valuable out of it. So the Lifepreneur Daily Goal Journal. So right after I was in maybe like two and a half years of starting my business, like everybody was coming up to me like, Johnny, you got to write a book. You got to write a book. Like your story is just so amazing. It's good. All this, da, 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 da. Me being a humble person and I am, I'm like, yeah, all right, that sounds cool. But I really don't want to write a book about my story because the last thing that people need is just, you know, another story, but no tool or nothing to really help them achieve that type of success or preferably achieve even more success than I've been able to achieve. So I said, you know what? Instead of just telling people about my story, I want to give people the tool that I actually use to help me during my journey, that helped me to pretty much kind of find the type of success that I have. Let's see. Like I said, I may need my glasses all day. If mine, I won't really be able to see. Hey, but let me know if you can see this, if I made this big enough. All right. So the goal journal. So this right here, this is just like a little note that I wrote to my readers. Yeah, this ain't nothing big, y'all. This ain't nothing big, but this is just like congratulating my reader on taking like the first few steps towards their goals, talking a little bit about my 15 years of leadership and how I wanted to pass those lessons on, and just the importance of owning your story and not being afraid to share that story because you never know who you're helping or who you're blessing in the process. So that's that. All right. How to use your life for no goal journal. This part is important because this basically kind of explains how you're supposed to use it. Cam, I see your question. How many pages is it? That is an interesting question. Um, that I should have brought one down here physically to show you guys. It's really probably only about 90 pages. And it's interesting because every page is the same, and you'll see why. You'll see why, because it's not a traditional book. Like, it really is a tool to use. And when we get to the end, hopefully it'll make sense as to why every page is the same. Maya says, so did you have written a journal, then put it in your computer? Did you have a written journal? No, no, no. I didn't. And actually, before I started HeartSmiles, before I started my businesses, I was not even a journaler. Like, I didn't journal at all. And the crazy thing is that me starting my business really forced me to do a lot of things that I didn't do at first, and some things that I weren't comfortable with doing, and journaling being one of those things, and reading being another one of those things too. Like, before I started my business, I had not read a book at all, not ever. When I first started my business, that's when I grabbed my first book. When I started my business, that's when I first learned about journaling and really kind of took that serious and started doing that, because I knew that if I wanted a different type of life and if I wanted this business to be successful, I knew that I had to change some core habits. And this was one of my core habits that I changed. I started journaling. I started reading as a part of being successful. Yeah. Cam said, is it to see your growth? Um, Not really necessary to see your growth, but to help you participate in that growing process. And once we get to the sheet, I think it'll make a little more sense. But so in terms of how to use this thing, right? So the first thing that I tell people is you got to use it every single day. Like, journaling, I don't care what type of journaling you do, whether it be my method or any other method, it will not work if you aren't participating every single day. Journaling is meant to be one of those things that is a daily situation. And it's best if you put yourself on some type of consistent schedule. I know, just for me personally, and this doesn't work with everybody, but for me personally, I like consistency. Like, I need consistency in order to thrive. So like, when I do journal, like when I first started journaling, it was at the same time every single day. That was my time to journal. I didn't let anything disrupt that. I didn't let anything come in between that time. That was my time where I had to journal. When I had dedicated myself first to reading, I had my set reading time that this is where I'm going to read. And I had to start off small, y'all. Like, I started off reading like just one page at a time. Like, because literally that's all that I could get through when I first started. And then I worked myself up to being able to read one chapter at a time. And then, I worked myself up. I finally read like my first couple of books. And then not too long after that, I discovered Audible, which made my life 100% easier, because then now I wasn't tied to just a book. I could download an Audible book and just kind of have the author read it to me, which helped me out tremendously. So instead of it taking like a month for me to get through one book, I can get through one book in a couple of days, depending on what I'm doing. Cam said, what's my favorite genre? You talking to Maya in terms of her poems? Maya said, do you think I should try regular journaling? Absolutely, Maya. If you, what we're going to talk about more so is connected to being able to set and reach goals. So if there are things in your life that you want to change, things that you want to do, and you know that you need to have some goals for yourself, then absolutely, I would say try this other type of journaling. The poem journal, definitely a great idea. I think for somebody who's artistic like you, that's a great way to keep your artistic side flowing and alive. But hopefully something like this will help you on that other side in terms of like your personal and professional growth. So that's the first rule in this, is that you got to make it daily, and you got to really hold yourself accountable to this. The second thing is that you really got to take your own wheel. Like, you know how we always say, Jesus, take the wheel, Jesus, take the wheel. We want just somebody to take the wheel. No, you've really got to take your own wheel in this whole situation, and have that mindset and understanding that you control all of this. All of this is on you, for you, and by you. Nobody else. Like, you really are the driver when it comes to your life. And you can't put fear in the front seat of your life driving. You can't put hesitation and all these other things like anxiety and depression and sadness. You can't put those things in the driver's seat of your life. You got to remain in the driver's seat. And when you have somebody like fear or anxiety or depression as a passenger in your life, then you just got to understand and learn how to deal with that. But you always got to maintain control. Cam, I need to try audiobooks. Yeah, absolutely. Audiobooks are a lifesaver, at least for me personally. Like I said, audiobooks are great. Make sure you get a really good one, really good book, but listen and sample before getting the book, because the person reading it might not read it the way you like. I mean, thankfully for me, I haven't ran into that. Like, all of the books that I have are around like leadership and entrepreneurship, um, topics that I'm extremely passionate about. So I have yet to run into a situation where I got a book and I didn't like it, or I didn't like how it was read. So, but yeah, but that's definitely good advice. All right. And this is where we kind of go deep into actually what you have to do, like the meat part of the journaling. So I'm going to go past this part right here, because this is explaining what I'm about to show you now. All right. So this is page 1 of the journal. I'm going to zoom out and then I'm going to zoom in just so you can see like the whole thing on the screen all at once. All right. So this is what a page looks like. This is what a page looks like. And you can see as I go down, every page is the same. And remind me to tell y'all when I'm done explaining this, remind me to tell you why every page is the same, because that was not a mistake. That is absolutely done on purpose, why every page is the same. So make sure you remind me to tell you that. All right, so let me blow this back up. Let's blow this back up. All right, and let's come down here. All right, okay. All right, so here's the first part of your page and your journal. All right, and like we just got finished talking about, I'm taking my own wheel. Okay, now in this space right here, and the space is small for a reason, because this is where you put the one goal that you want to achieve today. Definitely no more than 2. If you try to do 3, 4, 5, 6, automatic fail. It's not going to work. This is what you want to do. And now, mind you, we're talking about something every single day. In this space right here, you write down what that one goal is that you're going to achieve. And your commitment is that you don't go to sleep. You don't get the rest for that day until that goal is completed. And the goal has to be something connected to your version of success. It has to be connected. It is not a good goal if it's something that's completely unaligned with what it is that you want to do. Using myself as an example, again, for me, when I was starting my business, all right, I didn't know anything about nonprofits. I had to learn everything that I know about nonprofits through self-teaching. So a lot of times I had as one of my goals, watch a learning video about nonprofit structure, watch a learning video about community and advocacy and stuff like that. Like for a long time, like those were my goals. And it might sound like a baby step, in which it really was a baby step, but it helped me build up the knowledge that I needed in order to at least get myself started. Um, Another easy goal that I might have had on my journal was research how to start a business in Maryland. That was a process that was completely foreign to me. I had to do all that. I told you guys last week when we went through the entrepreneurship lesson and I was talking about the Small Business Association. I had actually got one of those coaches before because I knew nothing. I was coming into the game with zero knowledge. So I wanted to get knowledge from people who had already been through this, people who had already knew. So a goal too was to get a coach, who I could work with. And that was something that I had put on my plate and I had to commit myself to getting that done by the end of that day. So this is the first part of your journal, writing down that goal. What are you going to get done? Holding yourself accountable. Ari said, would you recommend online journaling or having a physical book? I would say it depends on your personal preference. For me, I needed something physical, even though I do a whole lot of things online and through my phone. But for me, especially was a goal as big as quit your six-figure job, start a business that you know nothing about. I needed something I could hold because that was such a big goal. Like it was huge. It was huge. And the average normal person will be scrambling like, okay, where do you start? Where do you start? And it's so hard sometimes to find that starting place, but I know how I operate and I know how I work. And in some things I need something tangible. So me actually writing it down, that was kind of like my step one on how I do that. And before I resigned, I wrote my resignation letter just to make it real for me. I wrote that thing and I printed it out and I put it up to where I could see it every single day because that was my goal. So I would say in terms of online versus physical, it really depends on your personality and what works best for you and how you're going to best be able to hold yourself accountable. But for me personally, physical for sure, for sure, for sure. Maya said, I think you did like that because it holds people attention and makes it easier to read. You mean in terms of having the small blocks? For sure, that was definitely part of it. Cam said my design was very intentional. Absolutely, very, very intentional. And part of that reason too was because you can't overwhelm yourself. Your goal, whatever your big goal is, will overwhelm you. It can be overwhelming and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So taking one small piece every single day takes that feeling of being overwhelmed out of the equation and empowers you to actually be able to start chipping away and working on it. And by the time you look up a month, 2 months, 6 months later, you closer than ever. Or maybe you've achieved that particular goal. But yes, the design was very, very, very intentional. And don't forget to remind me to tell you guys another piece of that as to why all the pages are the same. And I got the date right here, as you can see. And then also one of my original quotes, which is, my action is oxygen for my success. And that was something that I told myself every single day. Every single day, I told myself that, like, yo, if you aren't working, meaning if you aren't doing something actionable, then basically you are suffocating your success. Like your success needs oxygen, just like your body needs oxygen, the air to breathe in. For success, action is that air. And if you're not giving your success action, if you're not actually doing something, then you might as well just hang it up. You might as well just be one of those people that just take whatever the world gives to you and just be happy with whatever minimum wage, basic job you can get, if that's your take. Because trust me, if you don't find your dream and your passion and work towards it, somebody else gonna put you in the mix of theirs, whether you like it or not. And you are gonna find yourself stuck in a place to where as though now you're just working for the paycheck and not for your passion. And that's a miserable, miserable place to be. And I know we all know um, some adults or grown people who find themselves in that cycle where they just hate going to work. They hate their job, but they show up every single day. They ain't going to miss a day. You know why? Because the rent still got to get paid. The mortgage still got to get paid. The car note still got to get paid. You still got to put food on the table for you and for the kids. And being ahead of this type of stuff just kind of ensures that you won't fall into that trap. Because once you fall into it, it's really, really hard to get out of it, because then you become one of those people where as though you just working for the necessity, just for the paycheck, and that's it. Um, yeah. Cam, I see you. I love that, Ma. Definitely agree. Absolutely. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. So after you write what your goal is going to be for today, you see I got a little side piece on here where you can actually write some notes. And for those notes, that's for you to just whatever you want to scribble in that may be important for you for that particular day or with that particular goal, that's where you want to write that. And again, a very, very, very small space, because I don't want you writing a whole paragraph. That's not how we work when we are chipping away at daily goals. When it comes to daily goals, they got to be quick, easy, and clean. Something you can get done during that particular day. You ain't going to be able to build the whole thing out in one day. You got to start somewhere. So this is why intentionally I left that small, because I wanted you to do just little baby notes. I said, yes, I keep telling people that you're going to be working on somebody else's dream, working for companies that's not going to pay you enough. Man, listen, yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with having a job and working for people, but just make sure that it's something that aligns with your passion. It's something that aligns with your goals, because everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur. But you should be a lifepreneur. Everybody should own their life, regardless of where your paycheck comes from. So even if you are working a regular 9 to 5, work that regular 9 to 5 with passion, with integrity, love waking up, going to that job every single day. And if you got that kind of job, kudos to you. Because trust and believe, if Freddie Gray would have never happened, I would still be with Comcast. I love my job. I had no reason to leave my job. I was in a job that I wasn't qualified for, making money that my resume didn't dictate that I should be making. I loved my job. I was crying when I had to leave my job. Like, it was crazy. It was so crazy. I made everybody promise that they wasn't going to do anything for me on my last day working, just because I knew how emotional I would have been that day. And I don't really like to be in that place. And that was something that would have just overwhelmed me emotionally, just because me leaving this place where I had spent 15 years of my life growing and learning and doing new things and challenging myself. And even though it was Comcast, I was still helping people, because I was helping people get promoted. I was mentoring people, and I was doing different things in that company that I know I wouldn't have never been able to do on my own. So I love my job. Absolutely loved it. And it aligned very well with my passion of teaching. No, I wasn't teaching kids, because at that time I didn't know that y'all needed me. I was teaching older people. But yeah, absolutely. It's nothing wrong with working a job that aligns with who you are. Right. I won't live my life for somebody else. Absolutely. Work way more than $11 an hour. Yeah, man, you better preach that. Absolutely. So so here's the next piece on that, y'all. Um, Elevation requires separation. Today, I'm letting go of. And again, really small space, because I just want you to only let go of one thing. Every single day, find something in your life that's not connected to your goals, not connected to success, not connected to who you want to be and where you want to go, and just cut it off at the knee. Cut it off. Don't give it no warning. Don't give it no grace period. Nothing. Cold turkey. Just cut it off and stick to it. Hold yourself accountable. Now, that's a hard thing to do. It's a really, really hard thing to do, especially if you have one of those type of personalities, to where as though you need grieving time and you need to be able to slowly let things go. Me, fortunately, I'm really not like that. Like, I don't care what the situation is. If I decide that I don't want to do it, then you know what? I'm not doing it no more. And that's just the end of that. I can go cold turkey on a lot of things. An example for me would be when I had stopped eating meat for 6 months. Like everybody know, I love a good steak, but I just said for the whole, and this wasn't this year, this was a few years back, but I said for the whole winter and the whole spring, I'm not eating any meat, no meat whatsoever. I was only going to eat fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, because I wanted to see how my body would respond and how differently my body would be if I did that. And I did it. And for me, it wasn't really that much of a struggle, because I'm like, my mindset is going to outweigh my cravings every single time. The way I think about success, it ain't no temptation or nothing. So I wasn't even really in that situation of, oh, this is so hard, I can't believe I did this. Like, no, I went from January to June, and then that was that. Now, mind you, I got really, 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 really sick when I went back to eating meat in June. That was not a good look. But just being able to have yourself positioned in a way to where as though you can identify something that you want to do and just do it. And if it requires cutting something off, just cut it off. And sometimes in this place right here, y'all, when you do this part of your journal, if you decide to do this, sometimes it's going to be a person name in that box. Sometimes it's going to be a relationship that's in that box. Sometimes it's going to be something that you've been doing basically kind of all your life, and y'all pretty young, but it's probably going to be something that you've been doing ever since you was a teenager, but you've come to realize that, you know what, that's not connected to my goals. It's not connected to my version of success. I need to let it go. And when determining what you put in this box, I say, look at the things in your life and you got to put them in one or two buckets. Is this thing hurting me, or is this thing helping me? And if this thing is hurting you, then you need to conjure up the strength to put it in that box and then just let it go and be done with it. Others said, not a person. Absolutely. Sometimes it is a person. And I done had plenty of times where it was a person, because the fact of the matter is, just like how this quote says, elevation requires separation. Everybody can't go. Every situation can't go. And you don't work as hard as you work, putting your blood, sweat, tears, energy, losing sleep, sacrificing. You don't work that hard just to stay the same. If you was going to stay the same, why even work at all? Just don't do nothing. Just stay the same. Keep hanging with the same people. Keep doing the same things that you was doing, and don't even worry about what goes or comes in your life. If that's all you want to do is stay the same. But the moment you decide that you don't want to stay the same and that you want to do better and that you want to keep elevating, this concept has to be severed on your heart. And it's a hard one, but this concept has to be severed on your heart and ingrained in your mind that some things gotta go. Some things got to go, and you can't feel bad about that. You just got to leave it where it's at and keep on moving. Can't say you absolutely, yeah, you outgrow friend groups. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like what you look like hanging around people who are content being the same and not growing when you are on a different trajectory. Now it's a totally different situation when you have somebody who's not where they want to be, but they know that they want to be somewhere different and they know that they want to grow. Like that's different. Like those type of people, I don't necessarily cut those type of people off because they may just need help. And they may just need a little bit of inspiration and a little more push. And those type of people actually benefit from being around other success-minded people and other growth-oriented people because it helps get them going. But for people who don't even want that, for people who just like, no, I'm good, I ain't even trying to do nothing, like, nah, you know what, you good, stay good over there. Because one thing's for sure is if you have all of this baggage, you know how we said either it's hurting you or helping you. If you got too many things, a whole bunch of things that are hurting you, then you're going to stay hurt and you're never going to be healed and you're never going to be able to grow past where you are. So you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Can I say, especially if you know they don't have the same drive as you. Absolutely. And you know what? Just a little bit on that. It's less a drive and more of just kind of like that mindset, because some people, they might not be able to go as hard as you, like us, especially like you, Cam, and Ma. Like I see y'all all day, every day. Y'all got a different kind of drive from most other teenagers. So like, I wouldn't necessarily expect everybody to be at 100 like y'all are, because y'all special, y'all unique. Like, and not that everybody else isn't, they are, but like y'all got something different and everybody don't have that. And it's nothing wrong with that. You got your exceptional people out of every group. You can go in any group anywhere in the world and you're going to have your exceptional people. Y'all are exceptional. And I don't expect everybody to be exceptional like you guys, but everybody should be growing on their own pace, in their own way, and at least knowing that they want to grow. Like I wouldn't yell at somebody because they missed one success session or because they wasn't rocking with us all day long. Like I wouldn't yell at them for that. Now, if I ain't seen you for a whole week, yeah, you might hear my mouth or something like that. Because then now that's just pure laziness. That's just unacceptable, especially if you say that you want better for yourself and you say that you want better for your life. I definitely don't expect everybody to go 100 with y'all, because y'all are clearly in your own lane and y'all taking this whole success thing to a whole nother level in terms of youth and being successful. Let's see, get these comments over here. Elder said, what if you helping them is sometimes hurting you? How do you differentiate potential and just someone being lazy? That's a great question. And that's where you got to have those hard conversations and then look at people's actions. And the hard conversation being like, look, I've noticed that you ain't done X, you ain't done Y, you ain't done Z, and that has caused you to be in X predicament. To me, it looked like you lazy, but you know what? I don't want to assume that you just lazy or that you don't want better. Can you tell me exactly what it is? So that way, I can have a better understanding. Listen to what that person got to say and then be honest about your intentions. Hey, look, I want to help you, but helping you is hurting me. So I'm not sure that I can continue to do this if you don't change or if you don't start to improve X, Y, and Z. That's going to be an extremely uncomfortable situation, especially if you love the person and you care about the person. But the thing about it is, man, you can't be carrying bums, yo. Like you just can't. Because once you get in that cycle, not only is it going to hinder you from growing, once you finally get out of it, you're going to be mad at yourself for wasting all that time when you already knew up front that it was a dead end street. So have that hard conversation up front. Be honest about your intentions and be honest about what you expect if that person wants your help or not. And it don't mean that you got to be mean to people and that you never speak to people. You can say hi, you can say hello, but you know what? I can't be spending as much time over here because this is hurting me. I got to spend more time over here where it's helping me. And just be straight up and honest about that. Ma said, I used to hang out with people that skip class, start fights, and start drama. I never used to be involved in those things. But now my good spirit is bothering them. Yeah, and they hate when you change. Yeah, I know. I know. My mom said that on a success session yesterday morning, that the devil's spirit is agitated when people with good intentions come around. Absolutely. Elder said, I feel like letting go of people was harder than letting go of materialistic things. Absolutely, Elder, you are 100% on point. But are you going to continue to drink sour milk just because you don't want to get rid of the milk? Like, that's the question that you got to ask yourself, especially when you smell that the milk is sour, you tasting it, that the milk is sour. You got to hold your nose to even try to take a sip. Like, do you want to continue to put yourself through that when you see that this is sour? But again, that's a choice that you're going to have to make in your heart and in your mind. But you got to have those honest conversations. If you don't have those honest conversations, then blame yourself for part of that, because people don't know what they don't know. And if you're not honest with your intentions, then they just going off of their own assumptions. And you can't assume that people know what you're thinking or that people even get it or understand how important this stuff is. Most people don't. And that's why they end up in ditches. But once you understand and once you know, then you obligated to do something about it. If you know and you understand and you just sitting around not doing nothing, I gotta wash my hands at that point, because now you making a conscious choice on what to do with your life, and that don't align with what I want to do in my life. It just don't. So definitely a hard decision, man. Like I said, I hate a lazy friend. And be the ones close to you by your side friend so long. Yeah, man, listen, I hate a lazy friend too. That's why I don't have them around me. And the people who are lazy, who I would consider like a friend, you won't really catch me with them or interacting with them or engaging with them. I would consider them, probably just like an associate at that point, because I can't spend my time in that type of situation. Let's see. I'm gonna read these comments from my phone. Let me see. All right. Can't say we can't control everything, but we can influence it. Absolutely. In some cases, you certainly could. All right. All right. So let me know if y'all have any other questions. This time always be going so fast. All right. So we good on that. Elevation requires separation. I want you to write down in that little box what you are letting go of every single day. Let go of something. I don't care if it's something as small as sugar, because you want to also work on your physical health. Whatever it is, put it in that box. All right. And then the next thing that you're doing is you are building this foundation, right? So you got to remind yourself, I'm building a strong foundation. And every single day, you've got to have a brick, all right? And what is a brick? A brick is something that you are going to incorporate as part of your success. Those things can vary. For me, in terms of a brick, something that I knew that was going to be important to my success, I knew that reading was going to be important to my success. So in terms of me laying bricks and thinking about how I wanted my foundation to be, reading was definitely a non-negotiable, fundamental thing that I'm like, okay, yes, I got to start that and I got to keep that going. Another brick for me personally was that whole idea of networking and connecting with people. So especially in my work in terms of like leadership training and development, like it was very, very crucial that I made like good connections with people who, number one, needed the service that I was offering, which was leadership training and development, and that they could afford the service. Meaning that they were the person who could approve whatever invoice or budget that I sent over. So I spent a lot of time just laying those bricks, building up my connections, building up that foundation. So that way I always had a strong foundation, and there was never a question on things that would become just implemented in how I do business. So you got to think about for yourself, what are some things that you need in terms of your foundation, and what does that look like? And write that down. Again, intentionally a small space, because I don't want you overwhelming yourself. I just want you to put down one sentence, two at most, on what that's going to look like for you. All right. Like I said, I think that he was correct. What do y'all think? Let's see what you're talking about. All right. With 11, if they don't have the mindset you have as far as accomplishing what you want, then they can't be around you. That is absolutely a good perspective to have. And you know what? That's giving me a great idea for maybe a next topic that we need to talk about, which is that growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So the only thing that I would say about that is people don't necessarily have to have like the same exact mindset as you in terms of they got to want the same things. Like it's okay to want different things, but absolutely I agree that if you have a growth mindset, the people around you got to have a growth mindset as well. It's not to say that in certain situations you won't have what we call a fixed mindset, because you absolutely will. But generally speaking, yes, unless you have a growth mindset, those are not the type of people that you want around you, because those are the type of people that's going to tell you that your ideas are stupid. You're never going to be able to be successful with your goals and with your dreams. Those are the people who are going to listen to you talk about what you want to do in life, uninterested, and do and say any and everything that they can to strip you away, to strip away your confidence. So yeah, I agree 100% on that. But I just don't want you guys to get that confused with people who think like you and people who want the same things out of life as you, because we can want different things and we can think differently. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us able to create amazing teams. Like even if you look at the HeartSmiles team, every single person on the team is smarter than me, and they have expertise in something that I don't have expertise in. We all bring something different to the table. None of us think alike or act alike. The thing that we have in common is that we want to see Baltimore's youth do better, and we want Baltimore's youth to have a fair chance at being successful, and not just mediocre success. We talking about crazy, wild success where you like the next millionaire, billionaire of your generation. So that unites us. As different as we are, that unites us, which is a beautiful thing. Elder said we can go over. No, we can't go over, yo. I got things to do. Y'all are crazy. All right. I was talking about what my gym teacher said in my previous comment. Oh, let me go back to your previous comment. He said you need three types of people around you: someone who is above you, someone who was at your level, and someone who is below you. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I can see where he getting at. I can see what he mean. But the only thing I would change if somebody was to live by that, I would say you don't need. Like, I would definitely take the need out of that equation. I would say analyze and see, because you probably have those three different types of people, and just determine how you're going to handle those people. And you should have a clear way on how you handle those people. The people who are above you, absolutely, you should be learning from those people, and trying to take whatever jewels and nuggets that you can get from those people. The people who are at your level, you should definitely be trying to collaborate and see how you can grow and push each other towards the next level. And the people who are below you, do whatever is in your power to bring them up, to uplift those people. So in that context, I can definitely understand why you would want to recognize having those three types of people around you, but I would never say that you need those three people around you. No, if anything, you need people who are going to help you to grow, people who are going to challenge you to think critically, people who are going to challenge you to come outside of your comfort zone, people who want to check you when you're wrong. Those are the type of people that you need around you. Anything else, you can skate by. I don't think it'll matter either way, whether you have them or not. 11 said, totally agree, because there's always room to learn, because you can never know too much from a person that's lower than you. Absolutely, for sure, for sure. Can't say maybe you could be a mentor to somebody who's below you. Yep. Y'all can be growth partners. Yep. Marcia, again, we all here for a reason. You might not know what that is, but it's in you. All you got to do is find it. Have faith. Sometimes the taste is sour. Sometimes the taste is sweet. And don't know, combine the flavors. I repeat, don't combine. Yeah. All right, y'all. I really got to wrap this up because we really like at our time already. Got to go. All right. So the building a strong foundation, your brick, you got that. Now you notice on the opposite side of that, again, very small space, today's reflection. That is very, very, very important, because again, I can't stress this enough. Successful people, we can't wait months and years later to say, oh man, now I see what I was supposed to learn from that hard situation. Now I got the lesson out of that tough situation. Successful people, we can't wait that long. We need our lessons as fast as possible. So we are always looking at every single day, reflecting on every single day. What were the lessons I'm supposed to pull out of that day? Especially the hard situations, the situations you don't even want to think about because they were so hard. Those are the situations you need to be looking at the closest to get those lessons out of those situations. And again, small space, because all I'm doing here is challenging you to get one small lesson out of every single day. If you want learning something out of your days, that right there is a huge red flag that you're doing something wrong and you need to not press go, because you aren't learning. Now you just existing. And you never want to be in that place where you just existing, because then you not really living your life. You just like a zombie. So you want to make sure that you're learning and growing every single day. And this reflection piece is really going to feed that. All right. And that's it. And as you can see, every other page is the exact same. So back to what I told y'all to remind me, right? What did I say? I said, remind me, Miss Joni, why does every single page look the same? Y'all ready for this? This is why every single page look the same. Because if you do this the way that I designed for you to do it on a daily basis, every single day, not only will you have achieved some of your goals, you will have something far greater, something that nobody can take away from you. You know what that is? You are now going to have a habit of setting and achieving goals every single day. You don't understand how powerful that is when it comes to success and achieving your goals, because so many people have this idea of success, and so many people got all these goals, all these things that they want to do, but when you look at them, you ain't achieving nothing. You ain't doing anything that's pushing you closer towards your version of success. You're not actually hitting milestones, and that's where most people get hung up on. But this goal journal, it's about 90 pages long, back to what Cam asked me earlier. And that's because if you do this every single day for those 90 days, for those 3 months, it's no way in the world that on the 91st day, when now you don't have a page to write on, it's no way that on the 91st day, you're just not going to have a goal and achieve that goal, and you're not going to reflect on your day, and you're not going to figure out what you need to separate yourself from in order to elevate. And you're not going to have a foundational brick to lay towards your success. It's just impossible after that, because now you've trained your body to do something productive every single day. You've trained your mind to do something every single day that's going to put you closer and closer towards your version of success. So, at my time, y'all, it has been absolutely real. I hope that this was helpful. If anybody has any questions about this, let me know. I normally sell these, but y'all know I love y'all to death. So if y'all want one, and this only applies to people who are on this live, like right now, not people who watch this live tomorrow or a year from now, that will not apply. We're going to need that $21.99 or however much it is. But for anybody who wants it, who's on this live right now, I'm more than happy to send you the PDF version, and you can have it. It's yours. So that's it for me. Hey, Miss Katrina, what's up? What's up? Hey, Jordan. Hey y'all. Yeah, just anybody who want one, just DM me the email address I should send it to, and I'm gonna send it to your email. So I'll see y'all next Thursday, Driving Thursdays, 6 o'clock. If you're rocking with us tomorrow for success sessions, I'll see you bright and early at 10 a.m. Kicking it off with Miss Simone. So, and y'all know how we do it, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. This is where you want to be to grow. This is where you want to be around other success-minded people and people who really want to help you be successful in life. So bring them. Bring everybody. Bring everybody. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 10 a.m. for success sessions.